How far will the James Webb Telescope travel, and what can you expect? The James Webb Telescope, JWST, is the most powerful telescope right now, and while it has many of the same features as telescopes that have come before it, it also has some new features that will allow it to see the heavens in ways previous telescopes couldn't even dream of doing. It can observe infrared and ultraviolet light, which means we'll be able to see things in space we never could before. How far will the James Webb Telescope travel? And what can you expect from this amazing piece of equipment? Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel Space Discoveries, and we are here with another interesting topic related to JWST. Let's get into the video. Here's everything you need to know about it. A telescope called JWST, also known as the James Webb Space Telescope, launched into space in 2021. But where will it go? The official name of the telescope is the James Webb Space Telescope, but it's often referred to as JWST or simply Webb. Once it reaches its destination in space, the telescope will begin operating near the second Lagrange point of the Sun-Earth system, about 1 million miles from Earth toward the Sun. The James Webb Space Telescope made a big splash in 2021 when it launched. This giant observatory, renamed after its former director and NASA's second administrator, looks much like Hubble with solar panels, but it will have instruments that Hubble doesn't have. It was designed to study infrared light, which is invisible to human eyes, but visible to many cool stars and planetary systems around them. JWST has a large primary mirror that measures 6.5 meters across and can collect more than 6 times as much light as Hubble. In other words, JWST will be able to look farther into space than any telescope before it. Astronomers are particularly excited about JWST because they think it might be able to observe what happened at the beginning of our universe. How did galaxies form? What are black holes made of? Is there life on other planets? At that time, JWST will begin a 5-year mission observing some of the most distant objects in our universe, including supermassive black holes. If all goes well, scientists hope to use JWST for decades to come. How big is the James Webb Telescope, JWST? The James Webb Space Telescope is massive, but in order to fit within its launch rocket fairing and make it into space, it needs to be at 21 feet long, 14 feet tall, and nearly 11 feet wide. When fully deployed, JWST will literally dwarf other telescopes once it arrives at L2. The weight of JWST is comparable to a fully loaded semi-truck. So how far will JWST travel? Just over 2 million miles from Earth. That's pretty impressive for a telescope that will be used to study some of the oldest light in our universe. If you could travel a distance, you would have traveled back in time approximately 13 billion years, which means you could have seen galaxies as they were forming just after the Big Bang. It also means we need to figure out how to keep a mirror cooled down to -400 degrees Fahrenheit, -240 degrees Celsius. This requires incredible engineering, which we'll get into below. How far will it travel from Earth to space? The telescope will travel a long way from Earth to reach its home. Once it's in space, it will be able to photograph objects up to 10 times fainter than can be seen with NASA's Hubble Space Telescope, so-called first light observations. The Webb telescope will journey to a location known as Lagrange Point 2, L2, a gravitationally stable point located 1 million miles, 1.5 million kilometers, away from Earth in line with the Sun. It will take about 6 months for JWST to get there, and about 5 years for JWST to settle into position once it arrives at L2. It will take another year or so for all of its instruments to cool down and reach their proper operating temperatures before they are ready for science operations. Once settled in orbit around L2, JWST will spend 5 years studying every phase in the history of our universe, starting with the very first luminous glows after the Big Bang, to observing hundreds of galaxies at various stages of evolution, to searching for signatures of planets around other stars. By using multiple infrared wavelengths, JWST will have unprecedented sensitivity to detect the light from young stars and galaxies that formed just after the Big Bang. This sensitivity is key to understanding how many stars formed in each galaxy and how quickly over cosmic time. In addition, JWST will study planetary systems being born around nearby stars by looking for transits of planets across those stars. Transits occur when a planet passes between us and its parent star is viewed from Earth. These transits block some of the starlight coming from behind it, causing a dip in brightness that we can measure here on Earth. Using JWST, astronomers hope to find rocky planets similar in size to Earth-orbiting sun-like stars at distances where liquid water could exist on their surfaces. Finally, JWST will help scientists search for water and organic molecules in deep space. Water is an essential ingredient for life as we know it, while organic molecules are necessary building blocks of life. How long will it take JWST to reach its final destination in space? Once on its way, the short answer is 6 years. The trip will take JWST over 4 times further away from Earth than we've ever gone before, so it's going to be a long and interesting journey to get there. When should we expect JWST discoveries? The James Webb Space Telescope will observe a portion of our universe that has never been seen before. While we don't know what we will see, astronomers anticipate that JWST will discover new stars and planets and observe galaxies in ways they have never been observed before. These observations will lead to many exciting discoveries about our universe. However, it is difficult to predict exactly when these discoveries will be made because there are many factors involved in how long it takes to obtain data from an observatory like JWST once it is launched into space. For example, how long does it take for light from distant objects to reach us? How much time do scientists need to process and analyze data from JWST after receiving it on Earth? And how often can JWST be pointed at different targets? All of these factors affect how quickly astronomers can make scientific discoveries with JWST. In order to estimate when certain types of discoveries might occur, we must first understand how far away some objects are from us and how long it takes for their light to reach us. We also need to understand how long astronomers will spend processing and analyzing data from JWST. This post explores just how far JWST will travel and what you can expect. Conclusion: the James Webb Telescope is going to be huge, and it's going to travel long distances. Its journey will be made possible by one of NASA's biggest and most advanced rockets ever constructed. It will take many people months or even years to get all of its parts into place. But once they do, their work will pay off in a big way. The James Webb Telescope is expected to help scientists learn more about our universe than we have ever known before. It could even bring us closer to discovering life on other planets. In fact, some astronomers believe that when we look at everything from space using telescopes like these, we may not just be looking out into space, we might also be looking back at ourselves. It's pretty incredible when you think about it. And while no one knows for sure what we will find, there are lots of theories. We may find something completely unexpected, or maybe we'll discover something that helps us understand our own planet better. Either way, there's so much potential out there for learning and discovery with a tool as powerful as the James Webb Telescope. We can only imagine what kinds of discoveries are waiting for us in outer space. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. And most importantly, if you want to be updated on every single topic related to space, then you should consider subscribing to Space Discoveries and pressing the bell icon. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.